Hello everybody and welcome to Secret of Evermore, Evermizer, randomizer. It's a weekly seed. It's 2024-24, 2424. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see what the settings are. We have a asynchronous race today between Black Sliver and NYRambler. Make sure I've got all of my stuff up and ready to go. So that I can begin tracking some call beads out the gate. Let's see what our settings are. We've got easy settings. Let's see, anything, the energy core is vanilla. Alchemizer's on. The boss drop is pooled, and nothing else is pooled, so, okay. The Gourds on, Sniff off. Random sniff ingredients are randomized. Let's see, ingredients are randomized. Call beads are randomized. The dog is randomized for acts 1 through 3. You are allowed to do infinite ammo. Wings glitch. It's a short boss rush. We got 162% experience and 235% money. So it looks good. All right. So we are getting through these opening sequences. Nothing of really of any import found other than those 3 call beads each. Is nice. So, neither of them getting the skip out the gate. So Sliver perishing first, the real winner. Way to go. Way to take a dirt nap. Rambler sitting there, waiting for this raptor to just absolutely whiff a couple of times. Come on, attack. He's such a tender little cut of meat. Take the boy out. Boom, there he is. Okay. Atom Smasher! I just saw that. Over to the left. Okay. So interesting. Another choice just like that last week. Actually starting off with a weapon allowing you to cut through the bushes. So that decision of going ahead and doing the opening sequence or not. Although, one thing that I learned from the community is that a lot of people most people go for doing the opening sequence anyway, just because the the enemies are easier. It's not like in Secret of Mana where the enemies get more powerful as you level up. All of the, or at least that is a setting that is a usual setting that you do for that randomizer. There is also a way that you can do it with vanilla difficulty or whatever you want to call it. Vanilla stats for all the enemies, I think is kind of what I'm looking at trying to say. Well, on Evermizer, that is the norm. That everything, as far as the difficulty, as far as the hit points and attack damage and everything like that, is vanilla. So even if you get a cutting weapon, to go somewhere else in the game early on, there are a lot of pretty rough enemies that you need to fight through in order to really get anywhere and do anything. So if you just have a strong weapon, and it's not the bazooka, and you don't also have ammo for it, and you don't have alchemy that you've leveled up, basically it's, definitely you're asking to just get like one shot. You're asking to have a bad time. So it's one of those things that you kind of want to do the early game, especially with, what is this, 160% experience? Yeah, level up, okay. But yeah, even seeing, fighting these wimpy flowers at the beginning that, Rambler had taken some damage just kind of walking through the jungle. Reflect learned by Strongheart. He going ahead and doing that before going to the Bug Muck, while Black Sliver is talking to Elizabeth. And getting Reflect, and that's it. But he can explore the rest of those gourds down in the south. It doesn't have to double back to do them later. We'll see if Sliver decides to do that. Hardball. 2 crystals, 1 oil. That is stuff that you can get right now, because I'm pretty sure the shop is not... the shops are not randomized. So those are alchemical ingredients that are actually available here in the early game. Rambler is done in the south and is going to pick up the rest of the pots in the village and go talk to Elizabeth. While Sliver is out in the kind of opening wasteland area to the east of the village, leveling up against these skeletsnails, getting some, and with another thing, money at 235% gain, can easily have money throughout the game for alchemical ingredients, and if these runners actually choose to buy armor, upgrading their armor. So Sliver is now at the shop to get the Jaguar ring. Rambler is finishing up his cutscene with Fire Eyes. So while Rambler is kind of quote-unquote behind right now, he did travel south through the jungle, through that opening area, and pick up those pots. And get Reflect first. Although Reflect needing grease, nothing that you can buy early in the game. So unless runners have found some grease with the Sniffermizer on, it's not going to be terribly helpful. So Sliver's now running back and is going to level up a little bit more, I guess, before heading out. And now Rambler is heading out of the village, and he's going to strike out and do some leveling and get his Jaguar ring. Sliver's now running south through the wastelands. He's going to check these pots on the ledges. Six meteorites. Neat. Thanks, game. that may be helpful with the Alchemizer on as well. Maybe that something is useful to use those meteorites with. Levitate out the gate. Okay, so that gives them. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's going to give them. I didn't see what the this actual ingredients needed were. But Levitate gives them logical access to the volcano, having a cutting weapon. I mean, you can go to the volcano right now if you have the alchemical ingredients for it. Sliver putting on armor. What a rare treat to see someone actually protect the boy. And Sliver's now getting into the big bug, while Rambler is finishing up his jaunt south through the wastelands, about to get into the bug muck itself. And he's going to be picking up Levitate. More meteorites. Okay. Let's see what this Levitate formula is. Clay and grease. Yeah, so maybe you can find grease through the Sniffermizer, but or just through random drops. Also finding it in Gourds and stuff like that, but yeah, more than likely that is not a thing that's going to happen. And Sliver is now starting his battle with Thrax, while Rambler is about to start his journey into the bug itself. Let's see what kind of spells we have to cast here. We've got a couple of hardballs, nothing much. One of it being oil and crystal. So we'll see what kind of damage this puts out. Not much starting on, so I think this is going to be a big physical fight. Rambler's now in the back half of the bug. Sliver is walking straight up. Oh, and gets shut out. Not able to get the swing in. The dog takes his time, gets his hit, and perishes. Goes down in a blaze of glory. Plenty of, once again, plenty of money from this, the settings, just giving out over double money. So, Sliver is well stocked for this battle. with Petals and Biscuits and things. And also, just having that Atom Smasher means that you know, fighting these maggots in the middle of the fight and getting a quick level, a tactical level up in the middle of a boss fight. Rambler's now starting his battle with Thrax. We'll see. I didn't see if he had yes, plenty of damage from the Atom Smasher. I don't think he has as much to go off of with. Oh, he's picked up a lot more. Yeah, he bought a lot more ingredients. The Sliver should be wrapping it up. Probably a couple more hits with that Atom Smasher will take him down. Yep, there it is. And, wow. And Rambler just quick kills with, just a bunch of hardballs. So, making up a lot of time, Rambler and Sliver are now dead even. But, Rambler has explored the jungle to the south of the village and has gotten Reflect already. So, there's that. And the Lance is picked up by both of them. We'll see them probably both switch to that and stay with that for a while, because the animation for the boy, the run animation, is a little faster with the Lance than with the other weapons. Because reasons. And yeah, we're dead even. But it'll be interesting to see what each person, each of the runners decides to do now that they have cutting weapons, now that they have Levitate. You know, are they looking at continuing through Act 1, going through the Mammoth Graveyard and into the volcano area? Or rather, I guess the entrance to the volcano is before the Mammoth Graveyard, my bad. The basin is later on. You have to cross through the graveyard first. But that is something that is available. Escape found with clay and meteorite. Okay, well, we've picked up plenty of those. Yeah, both of our runners buying some crystal to continue hardball going. But it'll be interesting to see if they decide to go off through the rest of the game first or stay around in Act 1. Oh, and Rambler is just beelining, not even going to go back to the village. Well, he's getting stopped by this wimpy flower, so Sliver's going back to the village. Rambler is headed to the Windwalker. And Sliver is coming back here to talk to this... learning stop from this NPC. Brimstone and Wax. Rambler is headed to Nobilia. I don't know if he's trying to get the timer started on the marketplace ASAP. Sliver's now running south to through the jungle and is going to pick up Reflect and a bunch of ingredients. Nothing else really substantial of note in any of these gourds. Drain using gunpowder? Yeah, that one's not getting used. You know, thanks, bro, for your contribution. But I don't have access to gunpowder here in whatever 2 BC. And Sliver actually picking up the leather collar and is going to put it... Yay! The dog is so protected. What a nice young man. Rambler going ahead and getting the tapestry. Since he has access to Levitate, he can trigger that event with Tiny, learning corrosion from the fish salesman. Thanks, but no thanks, once again. Yeah. Since they have access to Levitate right now, and have picked up a couple of drops of grease, able to go ahead and just do this check right now, set off this sequence of events, so that when he goes south to talk to Blimp for the first time, he'll be able to check those 2 gourds that are locked behind this sequence. And Sliver is now done in Act 1 and is flying off somewhere else. Yep, headed to Nobilia as well. Rambler's done here. He's probably just going to fly south to the riverbank, south of the desert. Yeah, so instead of getting the desert skip, Rambler just flew down here, and is probably going to check these gourds before falling into the pit. It's so weird to see the camera pan up from this. Oh, what? The character's rap? I guess there's like the animation sequence that's put into the game. Nothing. Water and a call bead. That's funny. I mean, it makes sense that the game would not know, to drop the rock and then have you continue on from where you left off and travel up through the caves to get to that ledge. That it just keeps the animation in of your characters normally traveling from north to south to watch the rock fall to make the bridge. So that's pretty funny. Hadn't seen that before. Rambler is done talking to Blimp. Sliver did not deal with the whole rock throwing tiny situation, but also is done with Act 2 for the time being and is going to go straight to Tinker's and I guess start looking through checks there. Firepower, iron and oil. And Sliver's going to check the bookcase and one up. Firepower being a very powerful spell, but I guess you can get iron in Act 3, so it's, a usable spell. Speed! Speed for free. Needing meteorite and ethanol? Was that meteor? Ugh. Okay, well, you're not going to be blasting speed in this game. Rambler is now done with the sequence on the over on the desert side and is now going through the shantytown. Not shantytown, but I mean I think I call it a shantytown as a joke because pirates play shanties. But a shantytown is more like a town of tents or something. Or it may just be like a town that is made up just kind of like wherever. It's just kind of built. 3 more meteorites. Oh boy. In which case, maybe it works out after all. I don't know. But he's doing all these checks. And Sliver, yeah, just wanted to check those, wanted to check the alchemy. It's almost like he's getting a bunch of cutscenes out of the way, so he doesn't have to deal with them in the future. Let me clear all the cutscenes. Back to Nobilia. Okay. Just checking to see, I guess, if there was anything that was going to be useful. Oop, deciding, oh yeah, he's already done this. Where's he going instead? Alright, Rambler busts through the rock and is going to talk to this alchemist here and get call up. But, what do you get? Meteorite. It's still meteorite. It's always meteorite. So Sliver is now over in the swamp area at the basin of the volcano. I'm picking up some gunpowder out of the bog. That's cool. Or I keep calling it the basin of the volcano. It's just the base. It's just the base. I guess once it blows its top, then there's a basin. But just the base. No need for the extraneous you know, second syllable, trying to sound smart instead of sound dumb, saying the wrong word. Good job, Crash. All right, Rambler is heading into the halls of Colossia. Sliver is going back to Act 1 and is doing a bunch of checks in Act 1. So yeah, Rambler has Lance and can go ahead and fight Megatar. Both of them have Lance and can go ahead and do this. Sliver is now in the Raptor Cave. He's taking him out real quick with some Lightning Storm, I guess. A Diamond Eye. There it is. All right. One object down, and the, oh, what is it? The energy core is vanilla. So they have to get up to Omnitopia and then fly back down to get the energy core. It's in the normal location under the chessboard. Oh, Rambler taking a death from a dancing fool. Uh-oh. When was his last save? Did he just save with that lady there? Yes, he did. Okay, yeah. Whew! Otherwise, that could have been bad. If he hadn't just made a save there. Explosion. Mud pepper? What? That's the worst. A mud pepper and an Atlas medallion for explosion. No thanks. Absolutely garbage. Oh man. Alright, Rambler casting Escape on himself to get invincibility during this boss fight, and is going to do what? I don't know. To take down the Megatar. And Sliver's finishing up the rest of his checks here on the cliff face. Particle bombs! Hell yeah! Now, if only we could find something to throw them. Attach them at the end of the lance, and you poke somebody, it explodes. Like, those old... What was it, like the... Civil War submarines? Where it was just, like, 3 dudes in a barrel pedaling along, like, right under the surface of the water, and they put, like, an explosive on the end of, like, a 10-foot stick and, like, hit... like, touched another boat with it, and then just killed everybody. Same technology. All right, Sliver is now about to fight the Vipers in the Mammoth Graveyard, the Viper Commander. Rambler is still trying to punch through this Megatar boss. He's using call beads now, just trying to. I mean, it's a big boss. It's got a lot of health, and that's a lot of money. So that is plenty of money for doing a lot of stuff in the game. Big old nothing. Hey, $7,000 is still $7,000. Or jewels. And he's done. He's not going to do any of the other checks there. I mean, getting a lance that early, that is, you know, opens that boss fight up logically, so, you know, what are you going to do? Defend, found at Horus's camp. Mud pepper and limestone. Wow, these are garbage alchemical combinations. You know, Rambler taking a look at the alchemy formulas and just having a big sigh, probably. There's a wheel! Oh my god, everything's in Act 1. Everything's in Act 1! Everything's in Act 1 mini-bosses, too. The Vipers in the Raptor fight. The Raptor Cave. Neat! Cool! Well, there are 2 other Diamond Eye locations out there somewhere. But those 2 just being back-to-back is fantastic. Crush with gunpowder. Thanks, but no thanks. Receiving 10 oil, 10 wax, and 10 crystal. Dang. And Sliver may be going to the volcano now. Rambler's done in Act 2. And is now going to Tinker's Tower. Okay. Yep, Sliver's going into the volcano. He's going to check the shop first, check these gourds. I don't know if he's going to buy anything from this guy. Probably not. Just have better stats. Just be stronger than your enemies. That's all you got to do. Oh, he's not? I guess is there another gourd to the south that he's checking real quick? Rambler's learning speed and learning that speed is a trash alchemy setup this time around. Where is... I guess Sliver is going to talk to... What are you doing? What is this? He unlocked the... I guess just he's passing through and... Yeah, he's leaving. Act 1. I thought he was going into the volcano. I was excited about that. I guess he doesn't have... I don't know. Oh, I guess there's no sequence breaks or out of bounds allowed. So that's why he's not just like going into the volcano. He actually has to use levitate. And therefore has to have enough of the ingredients to use levitate, you know, X number of times. Gotcha. Rambler takes down the... small fight at the stained glass window and is now into Ebon Keep proper. And Sliver's coming back to Act 3 to go and do the same. All right. Are you feeling lucky? We're going to get Neris on the first time. 50-50. Here we go. Acid Rain. All right. Well, that check is done. That's nice. Not a really worthwhile spell. And Sliver has now nuked his way through his stained glass enemies. Rambler's about to head through the sewers, trying to get access to the rest of Act 3, and is just gonna punch everything down, or maybe not. Oh yes, using Plague to go ahead and start some damage over time on some of these difficult enemies, even though he's untargetable and is not going to take damage from any of them. They still just have high health, high defense, and it's just a pain to try and kick them down when you're like, whatever, level 8. Sliver also learning Acid Rain from Neris, and also not caring. So I guess, is Rambler just going to wait this stuff out? He may not, honestly, may not be physically strong enough. The boy may not have the stats to even deal damage with either of the weapons, so it may just be a thing where he has to sit and just wait. Sliver's now going down to the dungeon, and... Yep. Probably going to be seeing the same thing. Actually, no, he's using the axe to take down this wood mite, at least. Oh, some good damage from... I don't know if that was the dog or... that was his axe, or both of them hitting at the same time. Both of them missing at the same time. Yeah, decent damage from the Atom Smasher. And getting, you know, leveling up the old-fashioned way. Rambler's waiting out the damage from Plague. There he is. Okay. He's like... There it is. Yeah, he was waiting for all of the level up. Messages to populate and go, okay, I'm probably good. Everything's probably dead now because I feel better about myself. I was going through the town of Ebon Keep, and Sliver's just still smacking away. I think he only has this guard bot left, and he's just going to kind of pin it. And nah, 0 damage. So probably going to hit it with a Call Bead. Yeah, hit it with Plague as well. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh right, he hasn't gone and talked to Horse yet. He doesn't have access to Plague, even though it is the Call Bead stuff is randomized right now. He just doesn't have access to it. So got plenty of other damage that he can throw out. Actually, only has another couple of Call Beads, and then we'll have to go to what? Hardball, I guess, or just slapping it. All right, Rambler's about to pick up his bazooka. Now, you bought a dog collar. Are you going to put on the dog collar? There it is. All right. And the guard bot is down. Yay! Protect the doggy. Okay. But honestly, it's one of those things. I think about this in traffic a lot. It's you're driving around somewhere and you think, oh well, there's a traffic jam on the interstate, which is a faster, more direct way to get from point A to point B. But if I take all these back roads and stuff like that, I'll get there in a shorter period of time. And sometimes it's like, okay, you shaved a little bit of time off, but sometimes it's, you didn't save any time, you just drove more, but because you're making progress instead of sitting in traffic, it feels like it's more worthwhile. And so that was kind of Rambler using, having access to Plague and using that to, and then just waiting for all the enemies to die from Plague versus, Sliver going in and actively attacking all of the enemies down. It's interesting to think what the time difference was there down in the dungeon between those two methods. I'm sure if Sliver had access to Plague, he would have used that as well, just because you just know it's going to eventually do its work. So Sliver also picks up his bazooka and upgrades the dog's collar. Energize, mushroom, and grease. All right. Another one. I'm trying to remember. I know grease is. You can purchase that in Act 4. I think you can buy mushrooms too at the Alchemy shop in Omnitopia. I'm pretty sure you can buy mushrooms there. A laser lance. Nice little upgrade being found. Will it be used? It does the same damage. All of the level 4 or Act 4 weapons all do the same damage. So it doesn't matter whether you have the sword, the axe, or the spear. If you have the Omnitopia weapon, then I think it has an attack power of 50. Dino skin down in the basement there, the rat cellar. And Rambler is going to fight Verminator with firepower. Nice. Firepower's a pretty high damage spell, so it's nice that he has 50 casts of that. Hasn't used it yet, so he's got a... Oh, but is it saving himself with the wings glitch, since that's available. So that's nice. Yeah, some good damage coming out now with all of these multicasts of firepower. And that's going to be helpful with bosses later on. And since he went ahead and bought enough ingredients, he's got plenty of casts to go through. Sliver also picks up his laser lance. Rambler gets a... Oh, wow. Wow. But now that this portion of the Act 3 loop is completed, and now they can exit through the sewers and start heading towards Ivor Tower. Let's see what Sliver's strategy is for fighting Verminator. what he's got planned. Rambler getting dressed in the sewers. Got to keep that boy alive with the with the tier 1 armor. Oh right, they have infinite ammo is on, right? So they've got these the tier 2, the particle bomb, infinite tier 2 ammo right now. Rambler is out of the sewers. He's gonna be fighting the Drake now. Same thing, using all that upgraded firepower now. And Sliver earns some gold and is gonna get a spicy pepper. Rambler getting a lot more gold from this Drake. Let's see what he has in store for us. The Horn Spear. Okay, well, okay. Yeah, firepower, being level, I think, 3 now, is gonna come in handy against a lot of upcoming bosses. But also both of them having the... Oh, Sliver is done with Act 3. Where's he headed? Rambler fighting the boys on the bridge. Oh, now firepower's level 3. I was living in the future a little bit there. Pardon me. So where's Sliver headed? Where, oh where? Okay. I'm trying to remember which one of them... I don't think Sliver finished proccing stuff here for the market timer. So I think he's just back to do more Act 2 stuff. Yeah. Rambler picks up, wow, double bazooka. Oh no. Okay, he did. 500 joules in the pot. But he's gonna do some other stuff first. There's the rock skip. And Rambler is now heading up to the chessboard to fight the Foot Knight. Wait, did he not get the rock skip? I thought he got the rock skip through the desert. Well, he got... The dog's poisoned now. Awesome. This is going really well. Or I guess there's not... Is the rock skip part of a sequence break? That I guess you're not allowed to do? I don't know. I don't know what Sliver's doing right now. That is one thing with the Evermizer of, you know, knowing what you can and can't trigger with speedrunning tactics and skips and glitches and stuff like that when certain things are boxed out. You know, so it's a sequence breaks and out of bounds is off. Is this part of that? Is this one of these things that you can, like, it no longer allows? Nope. But, I don't know. I guess he was just... I don't know. I don't know what the game plan was there. He probably knows what he's doing a lot more than I do about going through stuff in this game. Rambler now has the Foot Knight plagued. The Foot Knight has a higher magic resistance, so it's one of those bosses that it's better to fight with physical damage. So he's just kind of chasing it around, taunting it. You do have that bazooka, right? Sliver is now done with the opening sequence with Blimp and the dog in the palace. Gets access to firepower. Rambler's still in this just dragged out fight with the Foot Knight. Finally. Oh, and there's the Diamond Eye. There is second of 3 Diamond Eyes that are going to be in the pool. So I feel Sliver will happen upon that eventually, because that's just kind of linearly in the way if you want to go back to Act 3 and get to Ivor Tower. You gotta go through the Foot Knight. Atlas, but what? 3 acorns and an iron. Alright, yeah. Eat some nuts, pump some iron, get strong. Neat. Alright, yeah, there's that skip. Alright, I guess Sliver's about to fight Vigor. And Rambler is shuffling through the Ivor Tower Palace area. Oh, there's the gauge for free. It's just in a chest. All right, so yeah, once Sliver just needs to go back to Act 3, and a second Diamond Eye and a gauge are just kind of there, just kind of along the path. And Rambler needs to head back to Act 1 to the volcano base and the mammoth graveyard. So we here, as the audience, now have knowledge of the 4 items that are needed to get to the 4th act, to Omnitopia. Rambler reloading with loading up back up on wings. Make sure that he has that protection in some of these boss fights and being able to skip some areas. Nothing of note inside of the gladiator holding cell. So now Sliver's about to go into this Vigor fight while Rambler is running around in Ivor Tower town and is gonna head south and loop back through to Act 2. Not a whole lot of things to be cast. Needs to get some more, I'm trying to remember what was needed for firepower. It was like crystal and oil or something like that. It was just on stream, but I didn't pick it up. Eyes glazed over with an insane amount of information. Alright, bazooka time. Against Vigor. Rambler is headed where? Oops! Subscription oops. Alright, Vigor is down. Rambler has does some money exchange. And receives a lot of money himself. Or no, Sliver receives a lot of money from the fight, I mean. Yeah, buying some more ingredients, reloading on... There's another... Okay, so all 3 Diamond Eyes have been found. Yeah, so it was crystal and oil to cast firepower, so Rambler comes back here to level that up. Or rather, restock. Purchase a bunch of ingredients. So the gauge is just in a chest in Ivor Tower. just gotta eventually stumble across it. Rambler, 1 Diamond Eye is at the Vigor fight. The other one is at the Raptor fight. Oh, here. Whoop. Okay, so Rambler, we'll see if he decides to go through the swamp first, but here's the possibility of him doing the raptor fight in the cave and then the viper fight at the mammoth graveyard back to back and just being done. So we'll see if he decides to cut through the swamp first. Oh, he is! Oh no! Okay, well, this is one of those things. You land there, you have the firepower to literally and figuratively to go through and beat Salabog. It's like, I might as well go ahead and do this real quick. And not have to double back and try and do it again. So, but unfortunately it's not going to be lucrative in the same sense as going and getting, you know, the 2 necessary item checks, which would have been if he had continued west from the landing zone. Sliver learning Flash, requiring ethanol and grease. No thanks. Big damage output from that firepower multicast against Salabog right now. Boom. Snake down. So let's see, where's Sliver headed? Thinking about maybe going and fighting Salabog or going through the volcano. Going back to Act 3, right. Looking for the, I guess, the gauge in a chest. We'll see what Rambler gets from Blimp here, if it's useful at all. What are you doing living out here? What are you doing living out here in the swamp surrounded by giant snakes and things? And 30 and the cryo blast. Awesome. Okay, so this is actually kind of worthwhile. The money, I mean, it's late enough that in the game that, you know, if he wanted to get some armor or get some alchemy ingredients, he's gotten plenty from doing other boss fights and stuff like that. But picking up the 30 cryo is pretty nice. Is going to be really helpful for the short boss rush coming up. So Sliver, yeah, is going through the sewers underneath Ebon Keep and is going to continue backwards through Act 3. Rambler is about to get a diamond eye and a wheel. We're going to see him. We're going to see it happen. Let me equip my bazooka and just slap these raptors real quick. Use firepower. Just use firepower. I don't know. Or just let the dog deal with it. Plenty of damage right there. Bam! Alright, that should be his second diamond eye. Yay! So both of them are on the path for their respective go modes. Rambler is not headed to the volcano yet. Yeah, he's headed south. And Sliver is now out of the town and is going to be fighting the Drake. And these primitive vipers are no match for fire being rained from the sky and also a bazooka. Nope. Stay on target. Oh! He's wily. He's... Dude is ducking and weaving. Alright, there is the wheel. So now Rambler is in go mode. Sliver takes down the Drake. So Rambler can now go to Omnitopia. Has everything needed for the rocket to be built by Tinker. Black Sliver gets a consolation prize of a horn spear. Sliver has this mini-boss to fight with the boys on the bridge, and then has the Foot Knight to go through, and then we'll be finding in one of the chests in the palace, we'll be getting that wheel. So he's got a little bit of time to go. Yeah, Rambler is dunzo. And also finding the Cryoblast, huge. Especially since Energize is such a, I guess, expensive or rare alchemy to cast this time around for this particular seed. Oh, this guy's dodging shots and casting Storm. What a jerk. So yeah, Rambler, you know, it would have been faster if he had, and he's still, you know, in the lead right now. You know, he's getting the rocket ship built, and Sliver is not there yet. Is going to be there soon. But interesting that turn into the swamp actually was lucrative. Literally getting the 10,000 gold pieces, but double literally from getting the 30 Cryoblast projectiles. That's gonna be real nice to have at the boss rush at the end of the game. So unless something goes catastrophically wrong for Rambler, I feel that he's got this one. He just has like a really, I mean, I say that like if he has a really slow final boss fight, but he's not going to, because he has firepower that he's leveled up, you know, throughout his playthrough, which is going to be really good at taking down Metal Magmar. Sliver, no! Oh, right, okay. So he skips this fight. I'm sorry, for a second there, I was like, no, don't skip it, and the gauge is not there. This is actually good. Never mind. I take back my concern. Ooh, don't get killed by these bone buzzards, though. Ugh! Or skull claws, or whatever these guys are called. They're really annoying. Oh, he's... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So never mind. He skipped the boss fight. Now, the problem is, with this being the last item that is necessary for Sliver to find, is he is so far away from any Windwalker places. Like, he's got so much travel time to get to a place to get back to Tinker. Running forward through the forest is just not even an option. I guess it would be continuing. There it is, the gauge. It would be continuing backwards through Ivor Tower, looping through the well, winding up at Horse's camp, crossing the river to get to that Windwalker location. Rambler, meanwhile, up in space talking to Einstein. Yeah. It's one of those where it's like, sweet, I'm in go mode. Where did I park my car? I'm nowhere near anything that, like, honestly, I can't think of any, like, location further from flying away, because he can't, it's not like, oh, you found it deep in the volcano, you can just, like, use wings or escape to get out of that. Or being inside of any other dungeon where you can use wings to get out. He's, like, just in kind of the amorphous overworld. He's so far away from any landing zone right now. Ugh. Just gross. But he's making good time. But yeah, the problem being that, once again, not only is Rambler ahead, but he just has a higher damage output right now with the Cryoblast and the high-level firepower alchemy spell that, you know, he's just going to be blitzing through stuff. Mushrooms and wax, don't care. You have everything you need to do this. All right, Sliver has finally. Ugh, what a haul. Finally made it to a landing zone. Is going to purchase some ingredients from Blimp first. Oh, and make a save. Okay. Never mind, not purchasing ingredients. I guess the last place to make a save before getting up inside of Omnitopia. And Rambler throwing a bunch of buffs down. And it's getting, I guess, permanent speed? Or was it permanent energizer? No, it's not energizer. Can tell by the way it is. Thunderballs. Alright, so now he's, yep. Fully loaded. And both of our runners landing at Tinker's simultaneously. One in a much cooler ride. One has definitely had their mode of transportation tricked out. That's what that's 10,000 gold pieces can land you. You know, sweet whip like that. So now we're just kind of waiting and watching for the inevitable, just because Rambler is so far ahead right now. I mean, it still is a long path to get to the Vanilla Energy Core location. It's just like, this takes some doing to get back there, and then run back as well. Like, all right, Sliver has now made it to Omnitopia. Let's see. I don't think he's going to do any shopping. I think he's going to go straight to the laboratory to get his ship. And there's the first forest skip for Rambler and the second. Oh, he is going to go shopping first. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to skip into the shop. I guess he can... Yeah, the smart thing to do would be to come here. Since he did not find the cryoblasts out there, is to go ahead and just purchase a bunch of cryoblasts as well. And Rambler is picking up his energy core. Boom. He's ready to go. You pick up a collar for the dog, too. Aw. What needs feathers? Why did you buy feathers? I'm trying to think of what alchemical, combination we found so far that included feathers. I don't know. Maybe he was just like, in case I find something, I want to have 10 feathers on me. In case it's something that's really useful in these last couple of checks that he has coming up. Rambler boot scooting through the palace. Through the palace halls. And we're seeing him do the loop that Sliver just did earlier to get to the Windwalker, and he's going to be doing the same thing later. Sliver will be following the same loop as well. Now we're just kind of in waiting mode right now. Waiting for some new action to happen. And Rambler is almost back. Yeah, Sliver learns Lightning Storm. Oh, Slow Burn requires a feather. Okay, neat. Wahoo. Sliver picking up some armor for himself. Nice. He's going to be invincible. Maybe. He's going to feel better about himself. Sliver not even checking that container in the training room. And Rambler's taking off. Go to space as Sliver comes down out of the pod. And is landing at Tinker's to go and go to the chessboard. Yeah, like I said, unless something catastrophic happens to Rambler, and probably multiple catastrophic things, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it that he's got this one. All right, we're about to get into the final boss fight. This is a short boss rush for this seed. For Rambler, Sliver is still making his way to the chessboard. So Rambler's going ahead and suiting up with the Cryoblast and the Bazooka. Has firepower ready to go. How many casts does he have? I didn't see what that was. Oh, has like 40 casts, yeah. Metal Magmar has no chance, as both of these bosses have half health from their normal. I think it's normally 25 and 30,000, so now we're looking at 12.5 and 15, which is still a big wall of hit points. But with the amount of damage being shot out by 8 casting high power firepower, or high level firepower, yeah, not a problem. Whoa! Look at the special effects. Getting Energizer cast. Sliver is now winging through the forest, and Metal Magmar is down, and so now it just comes down to pelting out a few hundred damage here and there. Pretty big, I mean, 700-800 damage, yeah, is what we're looking at here per shot. So yeah, Carltron's robot will be falling shortly. For Rambler, and Sliver is almost to his core, and there it is. Rambler reaches level 30, dang. Finishes with a time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Congratulations to Rambler. Sliver, we're gonna sit around and watch him finish up his run as well, just now getting his energy core. So now he has to run back through to the end of the game. Still has to get the skip, so he doesn't fight since he skipped the fight with the Foot Knight. Has to get the skip with the dog. Found some bone, okay. There he goes. Gets it. Gets it. Gets it. Gets it. Gets it. Okay. The boy kept running back. I was like, wait, hold on. Stay right there. See, what that is, there are a few skips in the game that you can do with the dog where, if you can get up to the area where ordinarily if the boy interacted with a barrier that would trigger a fight or a conversation or something like that, if you can get the dog next to that area and just have be in control of the boy, but then have the dog just kind of sniff and wander off in a direction like past that barrier, and then trade to the dog, and then run away from that barrier with the dog, and then trade back. The boy will follow the dog through the barrier, but since the boy's not in control, like the controlled character, it won't trigger the event, whatever event that may be. You switch back to the boy, and you skip the boss fight, you skip the conversation, the cutscene, whatever may be there right now. Appropriate music for Sliver scampering back with his energy core. Fly like the wind. Oh, maybe not so much. Energizer wore off. Let me cast my Go Fast juice a second time. Zoom. And Sliver's almost done with the Act 3 retread. He's getting bullied by some of these monsters in the front lawn of the Ivor Tower. Teleports back to Horus's camp. And Sliver's made it back to the landing zone. And so, same thing. Should be, you know, not only is it a short boss rush, but also just having the damage output. Should be a pretty quick fight between Metal Magmar and, or against Metal Magmar and Carltron's robot. So we should be seeing, Sliver's run finish in the next couple of minutes. As he zooms along the upper ledge and gets the skip very quickly. Very practiced runners. A lot of these people doing the Evermizer also speed run occasionally. Or at least have also done it in the past, and so there's a lot of the things that, you know, coming in and doing the Evermizer, it can help you out a lot, knowing some of these speedrun tactics for skips and sequence breaks and things like that, instead of just being like, well, I'm just gonna run in and you know, do a bunch of damage. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of technique that is used to shave a lot of time off through running through the randomizer version of the game, not just the vanilla version and speed running through it. All right, Sliver is in his short boss rush, and he's just gonna sit back. He's gonna lounge against the back wall and just fire bazookas up. Up, get out of my space. Well, Metal Magmar is gonna come get close and mix it up. So yeah, Sliver has Energizer going on, so he is just rapid fire shooting out this damage, and he's going to get behind Carltron and fire away. Big burst of damage output with the Cryoblast and the Energizer. So this should be wrapping up pretty soon. He can't take those bazookas for much longer, and there it is. And Sliver clocks in, finishing his run at 1 hour, 9 minutes, 18 seconds. GG's to both runners. Congratulations, Rambler, for winning this fake race. That means nothing. Well, they actually keep track of, I think they have a seasonal, like, kind of points evaluation inside of the Evermizer community of, like, who gets bragging rights at the end of a season. So, Rambler beating Sliver, there's no prize money, but there are bragging rights, and there are points within the community itself. So, congrats. All right. Well, once again, GG's to both of our runners. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and hanging out. If you want to check out the Evermizer, I have a link to the website where you can explore the Evermizer and run it for yourself and check out all the options there, as well as a link to the Evermizer Discord if you want to come and hang out and ask some questions and get some answers, like what is a slow burn and why is it in the game. Also, I've got links to Black Sliver's channels and Rambler's channels as well in the About section. Go ahead and go give them some love as well. Give them a follow as well. Thank you so much once again for checking out this commentary. I am going to sign off for the day. So that's it. Goodbye.